Greetings, and welcome to Cold Waters, a game about pretending that you know everything there is to know about submarine warfare. I'm Android of Team Android, and we're going to dive right into the relatively new South China Sea campaign. Difficulty hard. Now, I don't do particularly well in the normal campaigns, with normal difficulty. Very capable submarines and weapons, but hazardous missions in the shallows. So essentially, if you mess up, there's nowhere to go. Sounds great. We're gonna die. Now, we could use the new Seawolf-class nuclear attack submarine, but I can't be bothered to learn a new submarine. I'm going to use the Fleet 3 Los Angeles-class nuclear attack submarine, which is just the old best submarine, but a little better. Story, plot, things. And now we're at war with the Chinese. So intelligence estimates enemy commandos will land from submarine. It's submarine in the vicinity of oh, that's an O. Kaohsiung, possibly. You're ordered to intercept and eliminate them before they land. There's the part we actually need. Locate and sink any escorting submarines if possible. Primary is locate and sink the enemy submarines transporting the Chinese commandos. Avoid detection by anti-submarine warfare patrols. Weapons free. MCON maintain radio silence until otherwise directed. All standard stuff. We are at Guam. Fully docked. All systems operational. We're going to make a few changes to the loadout, and then we'll get underway. I've already forgotten the orders. What are they again? Kaohsiung. And here we are, going towards Kaohsiung. Oh, Taiwan. Southern Taiwan. Okay. And we will simply wait here. Because we weren't told where they were coming from, so we're just gonna sit here until they arrive. There they are. Let's get a little bit further away from the coast. Go on. They went around, but they didn't go that far around. That was kind of odd. Anyways, new sonar contact, bearing 8, designate Sierra 1.
On sonar, new contact bearing 0.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Yeah, no time for that. We need to immediately go ultra quiet. So, there's our contact. Sierra 1, bearing 8. They are that way, relative to us. Pretty calm, overall. But yes, this is the actual game. If you're not familiar with it, we're a submarine. Things are hard to see underwater, so people will try to detect us with sound through sonar. Passive sonar is them listening to us. Active sonar is them pinging us with the loudest and most terrifying high-pitched noise you've ever heard. Of course, that makes them a lot easier to detect as well for us if we're listening. So, that is a sonar contact. We know generally what direction he's in and what kind of, probably not the distance super well, that's a rough estimate. So we're going to need to refine that contact. We're also going to need to identify him based on sound, and that's about it. That's all the serious stuff that you need to know. We can get into the actual blowing up of things now. Most likely us. That looks like a Ming.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine.
That sounds about right. We already knew it was submarine contact. We can identify them on the map as either a submarine contact or a surface contact, but that's about it. So there's at least one. We already knew that. There may be escorts. We don't know. Can't hear anything yet. So right now we're just sitting in ultra quiet, and we're just listening for them. And the contact is actually building up quite well. We know their distance a little better. We know they're heading for sure. They're heading pretty much across our bow. We're going to turn slightly to starboard to kind of come up alongside them slowly. We're going basically no speed, and this is taking a while, so we're going to use the time acceleration function that's in the game, which is very convenient. So whenever you see this happen,
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is cavitating.
that means that we're accelerating time, but they are cavitating, which means that they are going faster than the depth of water is allowing. So they are spooked, or they don't think anyone's here, one of the two. Very different possibilities, in fact. They are at 11,000 yards, so about 11 kilometers. We know pretty much exactly where they are because they're cavitating. They are at bearing 7. They are over there somewhere. They are a little bit deeper than we are. Let's go down a bit. Let's not stay right on the surface. We're not looking for surface contacts. They're going away. They're no longer cavitating. They're going 5 knots, which is how fast we're going. Or rather, how slow we're going. They are turning away. I think we're far enough away that they wouldn't hear something like this. Alright. So we've launched a torpedo. This is attached to a wire, which is attached to our submarine. So if we want, we can still manually control it. However, right now, it is going to follow this path, which we have set for it, going all the way up to there, at which point it will activate its passive sonar, listen for the Ming, home in on it, and destroy it. As long as we don't maneuver too hard and snap the wire, we can still manually control it. That's pretty much the basics of this game, so I will stop explaining things now and we can get on with it. Alright, so we've turned in a bit. This torpedo is making best speed towards them. They're going away. They've heard the torpedo at this point, clearly. They've sped up. They're going 17 knots. They're going away from us. So they're cavitating again, so we know exactly where they are, regardless of the fact that the torpedo is making a lot of noise in this area as well. Torpedo will activate soon.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
There we go. It has immediately detected the Ming, which is just at the extent of its sensor range.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 357.
Oh. Head and unlock off. We're going to manually control the torpedo.
Control, weapon acquired.
The Ming has dropped a noisemaker. It's confusing the torpedo. We're just going to manually guide it past the noisemaker into where we know the Ming still roughly is.
Weapon acquired.
And it's going to keep reacquiring.
Noisemaker bearing 357.
But it's not reacquiring the Ming, it's acquiring the countermeasure.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
And it keeps wanting to go around the countermeasure, which is a good default behavior. But considering we still have the wire.
Fire control, weapon acquired.
There we go. It's actually acquired the Ming through the noisemakers. Whenever you still have control, it is best to just go straight past the noisemakers if you already know where the enemy submarine is. You just guide the torpedo, and manually there's nothing they can do about it. The downside is, of course, that we have to stay still, but that's not much of an issue when he has no idea where we are. But we don't have to stay still, we have to stay relatively still. Still enough that anything could basically hit us with impunity. Alright, we are...
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 358.
Well, we lost the Ming for a second because of all the noise the noisemakers are making, but we've found it again.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Partially thanks to the fact that it dropped another noisemaker, so we knew exactly where it was in that moment. I'm going to lead it a little bit. And he's dead. He just doesn't know it yet. Or perhaps he does.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 358. Contact breaking up.
And now he definitely does. We are going to cheat a little bit and use the escape menu to see if there's anything else nearby, which there isn't. In which case we're going to reload the torpedo tube, releasing the ship from ultra quiet, but that's fine, we don't hear anything else.
Torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Alright. That went really well. Makes sense. First mission. And that was it. Mission complete. Ah. I suppose it was a bit too easy, wasn't it? That was apparently just a random submarine. We still have to sink the actual submarine that's trying to land. Oh, great. Okay. So. Basically, we just sunk a random submarine that was on patrol instead of our target, and I guess they found out about it because an anti-submarine warfare patrol headed at full speed towards this location immediately afterwards. So we're now going to have to fight anti-submarine warfare surface ships and possibly hunter-killer submarines. Great. Just great.
On sonar, new contact bearing 280. Designated Sierra 1.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Thank you.
Sonar, new contact bearing 266. Designated Sierra 2. Con sonar, new contact bearing 249. Designated Sierra 3.
This is not what I want to be hearing. Okay, so it looks like there's 3 targets. That is a Luda 3 or a Luda. That's a Luda class guided missile destroyer.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as escort.
Great. Jiangwei? Jiangwei. Possibly. It's a frigate.
Con sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as escort.
And what's the last one?
Con sonar, Sierra 3 is classified as merchant.
A neutral merchantman. Great. So we have to sink a probably 2-ship anti-submarine patrol while not hitting the neutral merchant vessel and dragging whatever nation they belong to into the war against us. Potentially. Fun times. And also, yeah, there might be a submarine out there too that's going to detect us the moment we fire at the escort surface ships. So that's nice. Let's bring ourselves up a little bit. Just a little bit.
Up scope.
And let's see if we can see them. So the merchant vessel is at bearing 249. I'm going to spam the... let's cut that. Merchant vessel is at about bearing 249. I'm going to spam the laser rangefinder, which I do not consider to be cheating because the ships don't even pop up until you designate them. Also, you could probably do that. There he is. See? Wasn't even there. You just have to spam the laser rangefinder. So there's the merchant vessel. Now, actually designated as a merchant vessel for sure. Let's see if we can find the other 2 actual military vessels. Just slowly spamming laser rangefinder until it comes up with something that isn't infinite distance. There we go. Where is it? There she is. You can just see the reflection, a little bit of something up top over the surface. And the Luda? I swear I see something over there. That's a helicopter. That was a helicopter. And... come on. Come on. Pop up. Alright, well it's out there. It's just not in visual range, I guess. So there's the Luda. There's the Jiangwei with its helicopter. And here we are. Fun.
Down scope.
The Luda is accelerating. It's going 26 knots. The Jiangwei is going 6. You can just barely hear their search sonar going off. To engage now. I could probably hit them with torpedoes at this distance, and they wouldn't hear the launches. Yeah, we detected them far off. Let's go for it.
Aye, sir.
Alright. We've got one torpedo heading for the Luda, one torpedo heading for the Jiangwei. All we can do now is wait until they detect them. Oh. 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 Well, I think they found us. Or at least
fire control, we've lost the wire.
they think they found us. Because, that plane just dropped a torpedo, and I have no idea where. We're going to do something questionable. We're going to head straight at them. We actually have a good amount of depth of
Passing
water
100
here.
feet.
We're going to go into the duct of the thermal layer. And we're going to see if we can keep them from spotting us in the first place. We'll probably lose contact on them, at least for a while. Or not. I guess contact's good enough we can keep it up. That's good. Means we can stay a relatively safe area detection-wise. We just stay a little bit up. There's a sweet spot. We're just underneath the thermal layer, where it's notably harder to detect us. We've lost the wires, but they're both on target. I'm going to reload the torpedoes. It should be far enough away. I think that plane missed massively. I think they just dropped on the torpedo when they when they actually heard it.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
That didn't scare me. I was totally expecting him to say that.
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
Torpedoes going in. Haven't gone active yet. Jiangwei, we're losing him as a contact.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Make turns for 0 knots. Maneuvering aye.
We're gonna come up in depth. I want to try and maintain contact on these guys.
Passing 100 feet.
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering aye.
I just went to try and accelerate time again. Oh. It pulled me out of accelerating time because they've put down a search sonar.
Make turns for 0 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Be very, very quiet. Torpedoes have acquired. I don't think they found us with the search sonar. They would have dropped on us by now.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 278.
Luda's scared.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 277.
Luda's more scared, so you can see the noisemakers. That's where the Luda actually is. Even though we're losing contact, we can just know that.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 279.
It's there now. And the torpedoes pretty much got it. It didn't even fall for that noisemaker. So we can't see it, but it is there. And it's dead. Very dead.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 281. Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 252.
And at the same time, at the exact same time, the Jiangwei goes down. Brilliant. plane pissed off. There's nothing nearby, but we're gonna come up because the plane's gone. We don't detect anything else.
Up scope.
Sometimes the scope will spot things on its... What was that?
Down scope.
I swear I heard the plane come by. It doesn't say it's nearby.
Raise the ESM mast.
Nothing.
Raise the radar mast.
Nothing. I think we actually did it.
Lower the ESM mast. Lower the radar mast.
Sweet. I know we should still be proud that a submarine killed an anti-submarine patrol. Alright, so we're back here. We're still... There they are. The guys we've actually been going after this entire time. This may be the guys we've been going after this entire time, or it could just be another random patrol. Either way, they are very late.
Con, sonar, new contact.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
No time for that. Contact Sierra 1, contacted relatively close.
Con, sonar, new contact bearing 270. Designated Sierra 2.
This sounds more like
Con, sonar, new contact bearing
a
0,
submarine
4,
with commandos
6,
and an
designated Sierra
escort.
3. Con, sonar, new contact bearing 206. Designated Sierra 4.
Okay, this is getting really busy really
Con,
fast.
sonar, new contact bearing 218. Designated Sierra 5.
I don't like that we've detected a
sonar, new
contact
contact bearing 290. Designated
basically
Sierra 6.
directly behind us.
Con,
If he goes,
sonar, new contact bearing
if he goes much
315.
further behind us, we won't
Designated
see him at
Sierra
all because he'll be
7.
in the baffles. 7 contacts.
Con, sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine.
Never heard of that kind of submarine. We've immediately detected him really, really, really hard. So he's really close. That's gotta be what that is, the Romeo Russian sub.
Con, sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as submerged submarine.
Makes sense. In this timeline, the Russians sold a bunch of stuff to the Chinese because reasons. Ooh. Is that a merchant vessel? I think it might be a merchant vessel. Yeah.
Con, sonar, Sierra 3 is classified as merchant.
Oh, please tell me most of these are merchant vessels. Another
Con,
one?
sonar, Sierra 4 is classified as merchant.
There we go.
Con, sonar, Sierra 5 is classified as merchant.
Sierra 1, we know his bearings still, but we have not determined much more beyond that, so he's not that close. That's almost identical. There we go.
Con, sonar, Sierra 6 is classified as merchant. Con, sonar, Sierra 7 is classified as merchant.
Okay, so my wish was granted. 2 submarines, 5 merchant vessels. Odd, but I'll take it. We're in very busy waters, and we need to be mindful of that. Also, the sub appears to be deeper than this. Let's go down. He is at bearing 234. He is in that direction, relative to us. So we're going to go below the layer
100 feet.
and see what's what. Should also turn a bit to port so we can get that towed sonar array behind us on them. So yeah, we have a towed sonar array behind us. You'd think that would be able to, you know, pick up things behind us and be nice in that way, but the engine makes too much noise. Or the propeller. Whatever's back there is too noisy to hear anything. At least if you're right on top of it. Solution on the Kilo is actually getting worse. We've detected the Romeo. He's right there. 9.4 thousand yards. What's the Kilo doing? Now it's getting better. Maybe it's not a Kilo. Maybe I misidentified it. Maybe that's why that happened. We'll see in a minute. So they're getting closer. We definitely don't want to fire until we know we have them. Slowly. Slowly improving. If you don't have patience, this is not the game for you. There she is. Now, that is very close. They're gonna hear a torpedo launch. The Romeo is moving in a different direction. Probably doing a random sweep back and forth. So I'm guessing the Kilo probably has the commandos. Let's take a look at them. Oh, that's a dinky little thing. Got an umbrella on the back. The Romeo? You know what the Romeo looks like if you played the previous campaign. Fairly standard, fairly old, if I recall correctly. But yes. That's not the Kilo, that's us. But whatever, that's gonna come back to us anyways, I suppose. Alright, well... Here's the thing. As the Kilo slowly inches closer to us and probably starts to build up a contact, we need to decide what to do. As soon as we fire a torpedo, the Kilo is close enough, it's definitely going to hear it. The Kilo will either run away or fire back at us and then run away. Depending on how good of a contact it thinks it has, or if it just wants to fire down the bearing. The Romeo is far away enough and doing a random enough pattern, I'm not sure the torpedo will be able to pick it up if it runs away in the right direction. So I want to try and maintain the wire, but in order to maintain the wire, I need to not be dodging. And we're losing the Romeo. I'm just going to fire. Fire at the Kilo, and then we'll fire at the Romeo, try and maintain the wire. If not, we could fire a second shot at the Romeo. The thing is, the merchant vessel in the back might take it if the Romeo shakes it. But I don't think the Romeo can shake these torpedoes. Let's just do it. Fire.
Shoot tube 1. Aye, sir.
Shoot tube 3? Tube 2?
Shoot tube 2. Aye, sir.
Tube 2. I'm firing directly at him, assuming he's going to just run away. What are you gonna do? You've definitely heard that. We're right there. He's turning. He was on a straight course. He's turning. I don't think he's firing back. Their torpedo tubes are in the front. I think ours are too, but that's besides the point. So yeah. He can't fire and maintain a wire, that's for sure. I think he just decided to run away. I think we're actually safe.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 255.
Alright, we gotta guide this in manually.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 256.
And it's gone active.
Con sonar, Sierra 7 is cavitating.
Sierra 7's cavitating. No, Sierra 1's cavitating. You misspoke.
Fire control.
Fire that
Weapon
man.
Countermeasure homing.
Nope, not countermeasure homing. We are going straight in for the sky. We're going active too. Once we get a lock on the sky, we're going to maintain it.
Weapon acquired.
There we go. There's the classic sound. We are not losing him now. We're going to manually lead him a bit. Torpedoes don't instinctively do that because that has a higher chance of missing and stuff at range, but whatever. Here, it's fine.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 261. Contact breaking up.
Just kind of hit him amidships, towards the back. Solid hit, he goes straight down. We found the Romeo again. He's turning. It's accelerating. Not cavitating, but accelerating. 10 knots. We still have the wire on 2. Let's accelerate until the torpedo gets closer.
Sonar, noisemaker bearing 291.
He's dropping a noisemaker way out there. Alright, let's guide this thing in. We can go release from ultra quiet and start reloading torpedoes now. He's not going to detect us.
Noisemaker bearing 292.
That's the merchant vessel up there. We want to avoid him.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 294.
I'm
Con
trying.
sonar, Sierra 1 is cavitating.
That's Sierra 2. Seriously, fire that guy, whoever that guy is, sonar man. Just fire him. He's awful. And this is about to go active, and we need to immediately...
Weapon acquired.
No. That's a merchant ship. We're going after the Romeo. This is why you maintain the
Fire
wire.
control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Con sonar, noisemaker
He's up there.
bearing 296.
He's right there.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Now, go active. As soon as you acquire him again, keep the ping on him.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
There we
Con,
go.
Fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
And we are about to see him. There he is.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 298.
Good hit.
Contact breaking up.
And that's what the merchantman saw. Basically nothing. That's that. I do believe that was our mission objective. Just to check, we're going to give it one ping. We'll put up the radar mast, put up the SM mast.
Con sonar, switching to active search.
Just to make sure there's nothing else out there.
Con sonar, switching to passive search.
Alright.
Raise the radar mast. Raise the ESM mast. Upscope.
Nothing.
Downscope. Lower the ESM mast. Lower the radar mast.
Okay. Mission accomplished. Surprisingly. And, yeah, that's it. So, first mission objective complete. I guess now we just move on to the next one. Except, well, in a clear mission area like this with a bunch of merchant ships sailing around, there's still one thing left to do.